Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. Today, we're going to be reviewing the first episode of American Horror Story Cult. And this should be, I believe, season 7 of the American Horror Story anthology. And for those of you who don't know what American Horror Story is, let me go ahead and read the overall synopsis of the series for you. American Horror Story is an anthology horror drama series, meaning the actors are mostly the same, but the characters and the story of the season is always different. So as I mentioned, the title of this season is called Cult, and before I even tell you the title of the first episode, I want to let you know, big spoiler warning across my face here. The first episode is already aired, and this episode is going to be full of spoilers. So if you're not a fan of spoilers and you want to have a genuine and organic first watch of the first episode, please click away from this video. I would hate to ruin that for you because I know for me, I don't like spoilers. When I get hit with a spoiler of any kind of TV show, it takes me a while to actually watch the episode because I already know what's going to happen. So I'll give you a second to click away.
A few moments later.
Oh, you're back. I didn't see you there. Welcome back. Or for those of you who decided to stay, hello. So, the title of the first episode is called Election Night. So let's break down what that episode was about. So the episode boldly starts with a look inside of Hillary Clinton and Trump's very, very, very different campaign trails. And they use real clips, real sound bites, the works. And as a viewer, my stomach immediately dropped, reliving some of those awful protests and ridiculous things Trump was saying. The writers achieved their goal, which, they were trying to induce a new type of fear on us because we're so used to there being some type of supernatural element, a ghost, a monster, a witch, some kind of supernatural being. And this time it's just real life dread, the fear that your marriage is going to be broken, or the fear that you're going to be deported from the country, or the fear that your rights are going to be stripped away from you, the real kind of grounded fear. And I feel like the writer succeeded in that. This sends Allie into a hysterical fit. Meanwhile, you have Kai over here who has a very, very, very different reaction altogether, commenced the TV humping. And then came the scene that everyone has been talking about. The Cheeto Puff scene. He looks at his bag of Cheeto Puffs and he takes them all, and next thing you know, he's dumping them into a blender, adding a little bit of water, and then he puts on some eyeliner and covers his face in orange Cheeto residue. And I think it is one of the best scenes of this first episode because Evan Peters' commitment was one of the things that really made the scene. He was humming as he walked down the hall, his imitation of Donald Trump in the mirror. I really feel like Evan outdid himself with this scene in particular. And shout out to Ryan and Brad, who, writers of the show. They were not afraid, and they didn't back down from the dark humor, and they weren't afraid to poke fun of Trump. When Kai gets to Winter's room and he's done gloating, the first thing he does is hold out his pinky. And in this moment, I'm thinking, is it a weird pinky swear? What is happening? Because she goes from being super upset about Hillary losing the election to doing whatever Kai wanted her to do whenever they both hold out their pinkies. We have Twisty the clown up to his old antics, which is killing attractive couples who are about to have sex. John Carroll Lynch always does a great job as Twisty. I'm so glad he's back. Anywho, we learn Oz, Ivy and Allie's son, is reading a Twisty the Clown comic, and when Allie comes in, she all but flips out. And this is the moment we find out that she has a huge, huge fear of clowns. The election all but triggers Allie's worst fears, and her wife assures her everything's going to be fine, that everything's okay. It's just a comic book. But I already know, and I already have a feeling that clowns are going to play a huge part in this season. And then, boom. A line that plays a big part in this episode for me I'm sorry, my phobias are starting to affect our son. So then Tom and the rest of city council is holding a hearing, and it's about the sheriff's guards duty being extended for the local Jewish community, because now that Trump has been elected, they want to make sure the Jewish community in their town is kept safe. And of course, there's only one person there to oppose this, and it's Kai. Kai gets up there with his beautiful blue man bun and says, "Humans love fear the most. It's not their family, it's not their friends. They love being scared." So everyone's laughing at Kai. I'm laughing at Kai. And the city council ends up passing the law. And with Kai, he's the type of person where laughing at him would definitely bruise his ego.
Dangerous. Get it, man.
What was that?
I said there is nothing more dangerous in this world than a humiliated man.
And that to me is a clue for some things that happened later on throughout the episode. After Allie has that huge meltdown in front of her son and her wife, she decides to visit her therapist, Dr. Ruby Vincent, who is played by Cheyenne Jackson. They discuss her many phobias. She is reassured for the second time this episode, it's all going to be okay. This was probably one of my favorite scenes, but as soon as Allie leaves her therapist, she decides to get some shopping done. And she is attacked and chased by clowns. It was nicely shot, and I just really love Sarah Paulson's performance during this scene. Ultimately, she's labeled as crazy when she and Ivy talked to the police, and the cashier said he didn't see a thing, that she was just throwing bottles of rosé into thin air and screaming. In this episode, we also get to see the dynamics of Kai and Winter's relationship as brother and sister. They seem to have this weird pinky swear pact thing that they do, which Kai says whenever they're locked in, they can only tell the truth to each other, and they get to be very, very candid with each other. And one thing I thought was very interesting is we don't get to see the entirety of their conversation or the entirety of the questions that Kai asks Winter. And so I thought that was very interesting, the editing choice that they made for this entire scene. They would intercut Winter's interview with Ivy and Allie with her conversation with Kai. Winter gives a very passionate and convincing interview to Ivy and Allie on why she should be hired to be the new nanny for their son, and she gets the job. As if Kai Anderson couldn't get any more weird, he starts yelling racial slurs at a group of Hispanic men. He mocks them by dancing, and then he pees into a condom and throws it at them. And the entire time I'm yelling, no, no, no. And it's so obvious that he's doing this on purpose to get people upset and to get people listening to him, because as a result, those group of men go over there and beat him to death. And meanwhile, someone quietly films in the corner. Allie has a super intense panic attack at their restaurant. She sees clowns, she sees bleeding desserts, and as soon as Ivy comes back, there's nothing there.
Right there! Allie, this is ridiculous! I know what I saw!
Ivy looks annoyed at this point, and she kind of gives Allie a look of, I think you might be going a little crazy here, babe. And it's a catalyst for Allie to finally say, I think I'm going insane. Back at the house, Winter not only forces, but she exposes Oz to some dead bodies and murder on the dark web. In an obvious attempt to scare him, she tells him it'll make him stronger, and she just gets up to go get some cookies, like what she said wasn't weird at all. And it just leaves the poor kid there just staring at a video of some poor guy getting murdered. Oz hears an ice cream truck outside his window. He gets up and he sees the same clowns his mom saw at the grocery store, and they just stare at him from across the street. And it's revealed by him to his parents that they killed the Changs across the street, Marilyn and Tom Chang. And Winter denies this, guys. She denies it. And it's leaving Oz looking like Allie. Of course, Ivy believes it's a ripple effect of Allie's phobias affecting their son. See, there it is. Your phobias are affecting our son. I'm scared my phobias are going to affect our son, like it returns. And of course, we get to see Colton Hayes as Detective Samuels, who tells them Tom and Marilyn were killed in a murder-suicide. Really? Murder-suicide? And then the episode ends with Allie hearing someone downstairs, and she turns over in her bed to tell Ivy, and nose to nose with her is a clown in her bed. So I'm going to go over my 5 theories that I have for the season overall, and we'll see how this all pans out as we continue to review these episodes. Allie is not imagining those clowns, guys. She's not. I'm one of the people that believes that she's seeing every single thing she sees. Maybe not the crumpet that was bleeding on the table, but the clowns that are in the bedroom, that are in the produce aisle having sex, that are in her backseat of her car, like, she's not imagining seeing those clowns. I believe she's actually seeing them. Kai is behind it, guys. Kai is the one who orchestrated this whole cult, this cult of clowns. I'm not sure why clowns, but I guess because, like Allie, some people have a serious fear of clowns, especially murderous clowns. Shout out to Pennywise. What are the chances that Tom Chang was killed in his own home and along with his wife? Tom humiliated Kai in court, and now he's dead. It's not a coincidence to me. The Chang's death is a lie. Like I just mentioned, it was not a murder-suicide. At least I truly believe it was not a murder-suicide. I believe what Oz saw actually played out. What are the chances that he would see the same clowns that his mom saw without her giving him specific details on what they look like? Tom killing himself and his wife is not only bizarre and random, but it's very, very, very out of character. He did not seem that he would be going in that direction, so that is the number one reason why I believe that they were murdered. It was not a murder-suicide. Winter babysitting Oz is not a coincidence. She didn't see the ad in the paper and thought, oh my God, Hillary didn't win. I need to do something with my life. Let me babysit this random kid in a 2-mother household. She was put up to this because there's even the moment where she's telling Kai that she hates children, and then she's sitting in Allie and Ivy's living room saying how much she loves children. So I don't think she's just there to be there. Ivy's a part of the cult as well. And if she's not, she's going to join soon. Ivy really, really, really resented Allie for voting for Jill Stein. Or maybe Ivy secretly voted for Trump. I really do think Ivy has a bigger part to play in this whole thing. I was actually worried when in the interview Ryan Murphy said that this season was going to be about the election, because we all watch TV, or at least fictional TV, to get away from some of the more political and serious things. Like, fictional TV is our time to just lock ourselves away and get into another character's shoes. I actually really, really loved the first episode. The colors were really nice, the editing, even the way Ryan Murphy poked fun at Trump winning, and then like potential Trump fanatics, like how some of them are. I thought that was really funny and it was well done. Evan Peters did a phenomenal job. You probably heard me say that a million times in this video already. Sarah Paulson was really good. Allison Pill was really good. Like, all the actors did very, very, very well in this first episode. If you like this video, give me a like rating down below and leave me a comment. Who do you think was filming Kai? Or do you buy Winter's story? Was seeing the clowns kill the Changs all in Oz's head? And is Allie even imagining the clowns herself? Leave your theories down below and I'll be sure to get to them. American Horror Story comes on every Tuesday on FX at 10 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time. So make sure you tune in next week so we can review the next episode together. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!